Okay, I had 14
Yes,
pages.
sir.
Is that what
Yes,
you got?
Yes, that's what I have.
Good,
Go.
good.
So here's your bill.
Okay, I have before me House Bill 1069. This gives local governments temporary flexibility to use certain restricted funds for other necessities and supplement other revenue in light of COVID-19. I am vetoing section 91718 due to a technical issue, and this is sponsored by Representative Paulette. This is House Bill 1155. This modifies the agreements between cities and counties for how they jointly use emergency communication systems that they fund from sales and use tax. This bill helps local governments mutually decide how to spend the revenue and work together to meet everyone's needs. Thanks, Representative Riccelli. This is House Bill 1168. This invests in statewide wildfire response and forest restoration. Washington wildfires have increased dramatically over the last few decades because of climate change-driven drought, hotter temperature, and windstorms. Wildfires are significant threats to life and property, and their smoke has significant negative impacts on public health. This bill helps us go in the right direction to maintain long-term forest health. It will improve community resilience during and after wildfires and help us better protect the health and safety of our communities. This bill also changes how we provide compensation to firefighters. I'm directing the Department of Corrections to review how we compensate all incarcerated workers and make recommendations to me and the legislature. Thanks to sponsor, Representative Springer. This House Bill 1193, this clarifies that federal dredging actions to maintain and improve federal navigation channels on the Columbia River do not require local shoreline permits. Maintaining these channels is important for maritime safety and commerce. Thanks to sponsor Representative Hoff and the companion bill, Senator Cleveland.
And the next one goes another partial veto.
Okay.
Double check of. Sure. 1, 2, great.
This is House Bill 1287. It helps us plan for an increase of electric vehicles within the utility, transportation, and residential housing sectors. Creating an EV charging and mapping tool will give the public vital information on where they can find charging infrastructure and install Washington consumers with more confidence to invest in electric vehicles. However, I am vetoing Section 6 of this bill and thank Representative Rommel for this bill. This is House Bill 1365. It provides grants to school districts so that each student can have their own computer device, and so school districts can provide more IT support. The bill also establishes a media literacy and digital citizenship program to teach students how to navigate the internet safely, prevent cyberbullying, and analyze and evaluate media. Thanks, Representative Gregerson. Such an important bill to be able to evaluate information.
Any remarks on that one?
This is House Bill 1477. It builds infrastructure for enhanced and expanded crisis services by implementing a new 988 national crisis line and related services. This bill is crucial in a state where our behavioral health system is outdated and in serious need of structural change. It builds on what does work for people in crisis in our state and respects the growing need for more services that the pandemic has laid bare. When people are in the middle of a behavioral health crisis, this will reduce reliance on emergency rooms and law enforcement. It will help Washington residents receive a rapid, consistent, and effective level of crisis services. This type of crisis line will create a robust and caring system that will save lives. Under this bill, the Department of Health will designate crisis hotline centers around our state based on their capacity and qualification to provide community crisis resources for people in crisis. The Healthcare Authority will develop and implement the crisis response system and services to support the work of these hubs. And the bill directs the agency to collaborate to ensure seamless, continuous, and effective service delivery within the statewide crisis response system. This bill establishes a committee to develop a comprehensive assessment of our state's behavioral health systems and recommend how to integrate them statewide. The law also makes appropriations to increase capacity for existing crisis call centers. This bill will also require health plans and medical assistant programs cover next-day appointments for enrollees going through urgent behavioral health conditions beginning in 2023. And later today, I'm also signing an executive order creating a Blue Ribbon Commission on the intersection of justice and behavioral health crisis systems. This commission will bring together stakeholders in behavioral health, law enforcement, and criminal justice, along with a broad cross-section of community members to develop recommendations and a strategic vision for reducing or eliminating the criminalization and stigmatization of behavioral health in Washington. The Commission will support and coordinate the efforts created by the legislature in the bills I'm signing today, and will continue our mission of improving our state's behavioral health system. Thank you, Representative Orwell, for your sponsorship of House Bill 1477, which I am signing. This is House Bill 1532. It eliminates the expiration dates for several court filing fees, which we use to fund important court functions. Thanks, Representative Ormsby.
Next one up is a partial veto.
We got a little stapler making it difficult.
Yeah, let's take, there we go, God. Let's try it again.
Now we're
There you go.
talking.
Let's try it again.
Now we're talking. That's just that one, right?
Yep, yes, sir. Yep, one page. Yep.
Okay.
And you have your bill, right? There, you're talking too much. You should take that off so you can see that better. There we go.
This is Senate Bill 5151. It continues to expand our outdoor child care programs. It also provides more flexibility for the Department of Children, Youth, and Families to license and support kinship caregivers who are a vital part of the state's foster care program. However, I am vetoing Section 33. The Department of Children, Youth, and Families requested this bill. Thanks, Senator Wilson. This is Senate Bill 5225. It creates a temporary pathway for cases to land directly in the Court of Appeals rather than passing through the Superior Court first. This will specifically help cases around land use and how agencies govern themselves. This bill will help alleviate the case backlog in Washington Superior Courts that was caused by COVID-19 and lead to more efficient case resolution. Thanks, Senator Hunt.
You have another partial veto, Governor? Not that one. Have it in your hand. Right here.
Okay.
And your blue. Okay. And that one has 5 pages, Bob.
Okay.
Let me just look through that real quick, guys. Yep, okay. You're good.
This is Senate Bill 5235. It helps create greater equity and access to housing by eliminating the ability for local governments to arbitrarily limit the number of unrelated people living together. However, I will veto sections 1, 3, and 4 due to the negative impacts they would have on the siting and construction of accessory dwelling units. I also direct the Department of Commerce, where possible, given their current resources, to update the state's guidance and best practices for siting accessory dwelling units. Thanks Senator Leas for his leadership. This is Senate Bill 5299. It enables high school students to count computer science classes toward one of their math or science credits that they need for graduation. Computer science skills are essential to a broad variety of careers, and this bill gives our young people an advantage to compete in the technological world. Thanks, Senator Wellman. Senate Bill 5345. This allows industries to reuse the waste of another industry to create products, anywhere from fertilizer and animal feed to energy or electricity. This bill will bring environmental and economic goals together through a new grant program. I will request supplemental funding next session to bridge the gap in available funding from this session. Thanks, Senator Brown. This is Senate Bill 5399. It creates a universal health care commission to improve health care access and affordability. This commission will also prepare the state for a health care system that will provide coverage for all Washingtonians. Thanks, Senator Randall.
Okay, we have another partial veto, Governor. For this one. And 2 pages for that one. This is your bill.
This is Senate Bill 5005. Will help the Joint Legislative Audit and Review Committee better conduct its mission with a racial equity lens. This lens will help the committee identify problem areas around racial equity. Once they identify the areas to improve, state government can start to work on solutions that will address these issues. However, I am vetoing Section 2 of this bill. Thanks, Representative Hasagawa.
One more partial veto, Governor. Okay, so we have blue, red. And the red one. Okay, thank you. Now we have talking points, and we have, there we go. Bear with me, I'm trying to gather all this. 666. Okay, Gov, we ready?
That's the next bill, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, sir.
okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Sorry.
I have before me Senate Bill 5476. Was passed following the state Supreme Court ruling in the Blake case in February, ruling which struck down the state's felony statute for possession of controlled substances. This fix by the legislature adds the element of criminal intent the court said was missing, that there must be proof that a suspect knowingly possessed a controlled substance. This bill makes the offense a misdemeanor rather than the felony offense it was prior to the Blake decision, and it also requires the first 2 offenses to be diverted to treatment. The Blake case and this legislation will help reduce the disparate impact of the previous drug possession statute on people of color. It moves the system from responding to possession as a felony to focusing on the behavioral health response, which is a much more appropriate and successful way to address the needs that underlie drug abuse. The behavioral health aspects of the bill include historic investments in our state's substance use treatment and recovery services. The bill prioritizes diversion and treatment and creates a system of recovery navigators to help people get connected to support and services in the community. It also enhances and expands programs like the Law Enforcement Assisted Diversion Program and the Homeless Outreach Stabilization Transition Program, which supports people in need of substance use services as alternatives to incarceration. These changes apply prospectively. That means prior convictions are still invalid and resentencings still need to occur. In order to help courts dealing with that increased caseload, the bill allows judges to appoint court commissioners to conduct resentencing hearings and vacate prior convictions. However, I am vetoing Section 21 of this bill. Thank Senator Dingra for her sponsorship in an extremely complex issue. And not just her sponsorship, but her leadership in getting a solution through the legislature.
Last one, Governor. You have another partial veto. Blue pen, and your bill. Five pages on this one, though.
Okay?
Okay.
This is Senate Bill 5368. It gives the Department of Commerce the authority to help local governments comply with the Growth Management Act, which helps these jurisdictions plan for population growth. However, I am vetoing sections 4, 5, 6, and 7, and this bill is led by Senator Short.
Good job, Gov.
Thank you, Angie.
You're welcome.
Good bills.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
See you this afternoon.
Okay.